So HP's Touchpad is oozing with iPad killing potential thanks to the dual-core processor, no-nonsense media handling and an unfettered web experience. And while the design is nice and minimalist, its shiny black plastic frame isn't the nicest we've seen. So what you're getting is a WebOS tablet that's 13.7mm thick with a 9.7-inch 1024 by 768 pixel screen. Now it packs plenty of horsepower thanks to its 1.2 GHz dual-core CPU, delivering a fast and fun user experience whether you're web browsing, watching videos or playing graphic-heavy games. And WebOS on the big screen looks fantastic. It feels roomy and the cards and stacks interface has been tablet tweaked, which all looks pretty impressive. It's refreshingly different to Android and iOS, and while it shares similar usability to the Playbook, it's worth noting WebOS offered this user experience first. It's slick, speedy and intuitive for the most part, but most importantly it looks really good on the high-res display. Now there are a few features in the OS that are worth noting. Emails, for example, throw up 3 tabs which can be closed and opened at any time, and a separate window opens up for replies, allowing you to keep an eye on your inbox at all times. And if you're listening to music, the media controls appear in the notification bar, so you don't have to stop what you're doing. And HP Play makes it easy to seamlessly sync with the music on your computer, including iTunes, and it also supports Beats audio technology. The notification bar, as implied, flags up notifications from the likes of Facebook and various email accounts. There's also full fat web browsing on board, so like Honeycomb, it supports Flash, ensuring you're treated to only the best web experience without any technical setbacks. Synergy, HP's data syncing feature, now includes pictures, so as well as automatically syncing contacts, appointments, photos and messages from sources like Facebook and Google, you can now check out photos in the gallery from the likes of Facebook, Flickr and Picasa, as well as comment on pics and view your friends' comments as well. Then there's Touch to Share, which allows you to instantly sync content with any WebOS device. So for example, by tapping the back of a handset onto the home button, you can instantly transfer web pages from the tablet directly to the phone. You can also pick up calls and messages on either device as well. Now as it stands, this is about all you can do, but its potential is huge. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of this in the future. But unless you're willing to buy into the whole WebOS ecosystem, it's fair to say that this feature is pretty useless. Now moving on, and we're going to talk about apps. Now when it comes to tablets, applications are very, very important. Now unfortunately we can't access the app catalogue right now as some maintenance work is being carried out. The apps we did manage to download though open upside down even when held upright, and they don't auto-rotate, which is slightly worrying. I think it's fair to say that applications are the least exciting element on the touchpad, namely because the app catalogue is nowhere near as good as the competition. But HP are making the effort. For example, they've introduced Pivot, a digital magazine designed for discovering new applications by feeding you news, features and reviews on the latest available apps. Now searching is made easy with the Just Type function, which also enables you to start an email, create a message and update your status all without opening an application. Now the only downside to WebOS is that when there's no content, the home page looks rather empty. There's no customization whatsoever, and tapping on options isn't always successful first time round. Changing screen orientation is a tad slow, and apps just don't load quick enough when compared to the iPad and Honeycomb. The user experience isn't particularly intuitive in places either. For example, swiping up on the home screen to pull up the menu isn't obvious. There's no HDMI or SD card slot, but there is a micro USB port. It's available in Wi-Fi only at the moment in 16 and 32 gig flavours. HP tells us a 3G model is on the way. Now other features include a 1.3 megapixel webcam, a nicely sized keyboard complete with numbers running along the top, which is handy. There's also wireless charging via the dedicated dock, which works in the same way as the touchstone charger. So when docked, it automatically fires up exhibition mode, giving you access to a range of customizable features at a glance, like photos, calendar and time. So the touchpad is minimalist, but perhaps a bit too minimalist. Apple can get away with it, they have other means of getting connected, but as it stands, the WebOS ecosystem just isn't big enough for all users to take full advantage of. And all in all, the touchpad throws up a great user experience. It just needs to pick up the pace of those apps, and it'll be just as good as the rest.